Bruce Doane is the station manager at WICH-TV. He's well known for expecting all his employees to wear more than one hat, as he playfully describes it, and he'd offered me a brand new hat that very morning. I already wore two, one as program director, the other as an occasional field reporter. Since neither job was what one might consider full-time, he apparently felt justified in offering me yet another title. "Lee, how would you like to be my historical documentary executive director?" he'd asked. "Sound good?" "It sounds pretty highfalutin," I'd acknowledged. "Exactly what does it mean?" "You know Rupert Pennington, of course," he began. He knew perfectly well that I did know Mr. Pennington, the director of Salem's prestigious Tabitha Trumbull Academy of the Arts. I had, in fact, worked as a television production instructor there a few years earlier, to say nothing of the fact that Mr. Pennington is one of Aunt Ibby's favorite gentleman friends. I waited for him to continue. "You've heard about the Salem International Museum project, of course?" he asked. "Of course," I agreed. I knew that the new museum was to be located in a sturdy old brick building that once had housed an A&P grocery store. Fortuitously saved from the wrecking ball of Salem's infamous urban renewal phase, the place had housed a series of retail stores, a couple of restaurants, and most recently a fitness center. Unlike the justly famous Peabody Essex Museum and the much younger Witch Museum, the International Museum was not intended to house a permanent placement, but rather to be a location for traveling blockbuster exhibits from around the world. "There are already floor plans for exactly how much space each display will take," Doane explained. "They've brought in some big-shot art directors and history experts who'll figure out where everything is supposed to go. You know, paintings on the walls, expensive stuff in locked glass cases. You just follow them around and get them to talk to you. Piece of cake." I was pretty confident it wasn't going to be all that easy, but it was an interesting challenge. I'd heard my aunt discussing the museum with her girlfriends, but my knowledge of what it was all about was pretty sketchy. It was time for me to do some serious homework if I was going to don the hat of Historical Documentary Executive Director. "When would you want me to get started on this?" I asked. "I'll have to figure out how to fit it in with my program director duties." I'd been promoted to program director when Buffy Doane, the station manager's wife, had insisted that a job as field reporter be handed over to her straight-out-of-broadcasting school nephew, Howie. That's Howard Templeton. That moved Scott Palmer, not my favorite person, into the lead reporting position I'd held. Don't get me wrong, I love being program director. The hours are way better for married me, and it came with a little pay raise. But sometimes I miss the edge-of-your-seat, race-out-the-door, day-or-night excitement of being in the middle of the news action. And every time I see Scott Palmer doing a report on something I'd have loved to cover, I feel a little pang of jealousy. "You can get started right away." Mr. Doane paused, giving me a kind of up-and-down look. I realized I looked awfully casual for a highfalutin job in my faded jeans and loose t-shirt. "You might want to update your wardrobe a little. I'll tell you what. I'll get you started with one of our new green WICH-TV jackets." Big smile. "Enjoy your weekend and Labor Day Monday off. Let's see. Today is Wednesday. You might as well take tomorrow and Friday off, too, and get yourself organized. Maybe do some shopping. They'll be starting to get stuff shipped into the museum pretty soon. The designers might already be working in there. Your press credentials will get you in so you can get some before footage of the place while it's empty. Get with Francine Hunter. She'll be your videographer for this. Just get your programs lined up first and get right on it. If you start on Tuesday, that'll give you and Francine a good 3 weeks to get it all filmed and edited, from the empty rooms right up until the mayor cuts the ribbon for the October opening." "Start Tuesday," the man says. "Get your programs lined up first," the man says. Does he think it's easy making sure all the shows under my direction are properly staffed every day with sets and props in place, scripts,